a nice a nice little community we're creating today. You know, this collection of people will never appear together again, right? And oh my, you know, I'm wearing a dark green shirt. Why is it coming out white? I don't understand. Oh well.
Because you're using a green screen effect, Sophia. So it's like thinking your shirt is part of like green screen. So it's trying to make it.
Because I wore green. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so silly. That's right. I do have a green screen behind me.
Yes,
Oops.
getting in and out.
Okay, well, you know, here I am, your pale but heartful leader. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, lesson learned. Snafu number 1, or number 2. Okay. All right. So let's just center ourselves, or I should center me.
Oh, you've muted yourself, Sophia.
How did that happen? Oh my gosh. All right. I need some technical healing. I'll get it. I'll get it. Oh man. Okay, so welcome to Draw a New Reality. And this is the birth of Draw a New Reality. You are my very first students, so thank you for spending your morning with me today. Now, to warm up your fingers, I want you to type in the chat where you're from and what kind of art you do. Are you a graphic artist, a film director, a pastry chef, author, actor, acrobat? Let me know. It's always nice to know who's here and what they're up to. Let's see the chat. Acrylic painting, filmmaker, mixed media, yes. Florida, studied architecture, freestyle art, vibrational art, filmmaking, painting. Oh, look at you guys. Oh, wow. I paint on unusual surfaces. Excellent. No artistic experience yet. That's okay. You're welcome. You love colors, watercolor. Amazing. So as I promised, you don't have to have any artistic skills for this today. This is more about self-knowledge and intuitive development and healing through abstract art. Okay. We have healers. Excellent. Crocheting, needlework. Super. Nice to have you all here. Okay. So keep in mind, whatever you create today is perfect for you. There is no bad art, okay? So I want you to be your own best friend and support yourself, encourage yourself and others. So this will make it a much more pleasant and friendlier experience. As my first students, you have the very important job of giving me your opinion on this workshop. Please forgive the technical errors here. I've designed this to give you some training on how to help yourself in creative ways. And also this is a sample of how my group program will run. I'll tell you about that later. And please have one sheet of paper where you write all the good feelings and thoughts you had about the exercises, and then have another sheet of paper where you give me formative feedback so I can reform that section and make it better. I'll tell you the name of each exercise so you can reference it on your feedback papers. And listen up, the people who either email me their typed up feedback or email me a picture of their papers will get a special gift when I email you back. So as long as you email it to me by midnight tonight, because I want everything to be fresh in your mind. And tomorrow I'll email you back with a gift. Cool? Okay. And so my email, put my email on one of those sheets so you know where to send it. Aaliyah, if you can put my email in the chat, s@sophiazoe.com. So here's my story. I had horrific insomnia for over 4 years. I'd be so tired, I was on the verge of tears and I still could not fall asleep. I'd get between 0 and 2 hours of sleep a night. So it was really debilitating. I nearly went insane. So one day, after I'd exhausted all the traditional insomnia remedies, one day I read that I should calm down my nervous system before going to bed. I thought I'd do something relaxing, like coloring. I had a sketch pad and some markers right there, so I began to doodle. I can't draw anything real. I have zero talent, but somehow the doodling helped me. I found I loved putting color on paper. It was relaxing and it made me happy. Fast forward, I can now sleep if I follow my own nighttime routine. And I sleep between 5 and 9 hours in a row because I used to sleep, all broken up, 90 minutes here and there. So long before the insomnia, I had already been exploring the world of natural medicine and energy healing since I was 15 years old. I first learned about herbs, nutrition, and energy from a German herbalist I used to go see. But I didn't know that I could become a healer. I went to McMaster University and got 2 degrees, one in music as a piano major and one in drama. I taught piano for 30 years. I also acted on stage and film. And after graduating, I spent 4 years studying all kinds of healing methods at a wellness center. I had my first healing client in 1995. And when I moved back to Toronto, just for fun, I went through the conservatory program at the Second City Training Center, which is the famous improv school. It's like I got a degree in comedy. So that makes me perfectly qualified to teach you art therapy, right? Now, this is where I say my disclaimer. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm not a licensed or certified psychotherapist. I had the option to do that, but the legal restrictions were so awful, I decided not to do that. So please be responsible for how you feel and take care of yourself, okay? All right, this workshop is for information and entertainment purposes only. So on with the show. I'm going to share with you what has helped me and my clients in terms of clearing stuck energy, emotional blocks, stress, frustration, physical issues, stagnant creativity, and more. First, water. I studied over 25 healing methods over a couple decades, so I have many tools to help with many issues. I almost died in a car accident in 2005. I healed myself from the 85 injuries and dysfunctions that resulted. So if you have physical, emotional, or spiritual problems, I completely empathize. And I have strategies for you. Have I given you some confidence in my ability to be of service today? Okay, good, thank you. So in Canada, only certified or licensed practitioners can say they do any kind of therapy. And so I cannot say we're doing art therapy. I just say healing through art, okay? Just to be all legal and compliant. Okay, now focus on yourself. Feel into your body. Think of your top 2 reasons for coming here today. What problems do you hope to get help with? Please rate them in intensity from 1 to 10. 1 is it's hardly there, and 10 is like really bad. And type it in the chat. Just a couple words like neck pain, 6 out of 10, or something like that. Okay, we'll take a minute for that. Pain, arthritis. So give it a rating from 1 to 10, just so we know how good or bad things are. Neck and shoulder fatigue. Oh, more insomnia. Okay, loneliness, emotional trauma. 8. Okay, so you're qualified to be here. Looks like everyone's going through something, right? Okay. Chronic fatigue. All right. Let's do the first exercise. Get a piece of paper, put it in front of you. Pick up any pen or marker that you have, doesn't matter what the color is, and spread your hand out really wide and put it on the paper. And very carefully and slowly, I want you to trace your hand on the paper. Okay. Be very mindful of it. Notice your hand, your skin tone. And when you're done, get another sheet of paper and trace your other hand. Now you're probably using your non-dominant hand to trace, so go slowly and carefully. Be very mindful. And take a minute to acknowledge your hands. They do so much. Are your hands the exact same size? Probably not. Are all the fingers exact mirror images of the other hand? Probably not. Mine are close, but there are differences. Do you take good care of your hands? If not, why not? What if self-care began with caring for your hands? Could you do that? Can you make a commitment to take better care of your hands from now on? Decide on when you will do it. Maybe make it part of your bedtime routine like I do. A nice massage with lotion before bed. A drop of lavender oil to moisturize, cleanse, and heal the skin. Self-care doesn't have to be a million different things. Start with your hands. And now pick one of the pictures, one of your hands, and color it in any way you wish. Solid colors, patterns, whatever you like. But whatever you do it with love. I'll give you a couple minutes. Just do one hand. You can color the other one after the workshop. While you're doing that, I'm going to go change my shirt. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, look, I'm visible now. I looked a bit ridiculous before. Okay. All right. Pardon?
It looks so much better.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. You should have known better. Anyway, okay. Who would like to share how it felt to trace your hands and to give them attention? Raise your virtual hand.
You can raise your virtual hand by going down to the bottom, reaction, and it says raise hand.
Thank you, Aaliyah. Do we have any hands raised?
We have Bridget.
Brigitte.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good. I don't see you.
I'm in the.
You're in your Zoom box. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't see the same.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
There you
yeah.
are.
Hi, how are
So how did that
you?
feel?
So nice to see you. To my surprise, I started to well up.
What came
Mhm.
up? What were you thinking or feeling?
Compassion with myself, I guess, or with my hand.
Oh, very nice. Great.
Mhm.
Can we see what you drew?
Oh, I'm not even done. I just started with purple and I just filled it in.
Very good. You did it slowly and carefully. That's a good hand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here. Okay, does anyone else want to share? Does anyone else have emotions come up? Um, Okay, Birgitta, can you mute yourself? Or I can do it. It's okay, I did it. Does anyone else want to share? You can unmute yourself and start talking.
Sure. It's Cheryl. I
Hi,
didn't
Sharon.
find emotions so much as what it did was calm my thoughts and get me focused on what we're doing.
Oh, very good. Okay. And there you go. And do you want to share your picture? The hand you colored in? Oh, it disappeared.
Yeah, with a background, you're not going to see it very well, I don't think.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. Okay, so the point was to tune into yourself and have self-compassion. So well done. All right. So that exercise is called tracing your hand. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about trauma. A trauma is any event that made you feel bad. And what happens to you when something bad happens? If you fall and sprain your ankle, you obviously have an injury. That's a physical trauma. And modern medicine says it will take up to 6 weeks for that sprain to heal. Now, if the swelling, the bruising, the pain, and instability last beyond 6 weeks, then there's probably an emotional component that didn't heal with rest and ice. The emotional trauma is not visible, but it's so strong, it's overriding the laws of the physical world. The ankle hasn't healed. So it's very important to heal emotional traumas related to physical traumas. If you don't, you can keep yourself sick. So exercise number 2 is called Doodle Your Feeling. So think of a physical trauma you had that did not heal as expected. Did you fall off your bike, break a bone, you had surgery? Think of something that did not heal in the time frame that is regular. And remember what you felt immediately after the injury happened. Choose the strongest emotion. Some common ones would be fear, anger, embarrassment, disappointment. And rate that emotion now on a scale from 1 to 10. And then tune in and just try and see, is that emotion still trapped in your body? And is it at the place of injury or in a different place? Whatever your first thought is, that's correct. That's your subconscious mind giving you the answer. So even if it seems illogical, just trust it. So thinking of that feeling, the strongest part of that physical injury, pick a colored pen or marker that could represent that feeling. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to doodle about that feeling. Just put the pen on paper and let it go in the direction it wants. This doesn't have to be pretty. Just discharge that emotion from your body and put it on the paper. Take a deep cleansing breath. Very good. Who would like to share what came up for them?
Well,
Go ahead.
I'll share.
Different Cheryl, thank you. Okay.
I fell off of a ladder straight down onto a stake holding concrete, and the pain was excruciating, but I was scared to death what was going to happen. I had a son that was special needs that was about 6 and a little girl that was less than 2.
Mhm.
And here I was in so much pain. I was screaming so loud, I think the whole neighborhood heard me. But got to the hospital and they said, nothing. I said, yes, there is. And they turned me sideways and I had severed my heel bone and then had to be rushed to a hospital 100 miles away and to stay for a week. So it was traumatic and
Yes.
I've had pain since. So it reminds me a lot of the pain that I had.
Okay.
There.
Can we see how you expelled it onto the paper? This will be interesting.
It's not very good.
No, it's all good. It's already good.
But I've just got colored pencils. I don't know if you can see. I've just doodled a lot. I'm just
Okay.
going.
Good. Now, when beforehand, how intense was the pain memory? Was it, or the pain now?
Well, I don't think about it very often unless my foot hurts.
Okay.
It comes back when I think about it. I mean, I remember that pain. So
It comes back when you think about it. Isn't that interesting?
yes. What does that mean? Don't think of.
Well, yeah, what you focus on, you attract, literally. So if you think about the pain, you start to feel pain. So you need to have a switch, an automatic switch. So instead of feeling pain, what would you prefer?
Happy.
Happy. Okay. So what can trigger a happy thought or feeling?
Thinking about being a great grandmother.
Excellent. So you can see babies. Okay, so anytime you get the foot pain, think about the babies and how, squishy and lovable and kissable they are.
Good idea. Great.
Okay, good.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, who else would like to share with us? I know a couple more hands went up, but now I don't see them. I think I need an extra pair of eyes. Okay, unmute yourself if you'd like to speak and start speaking. We'll find you.
Hi, I'm here with a green background and pink shirt.
Oh, Dar, hi.
Dar. Yeah, I was on an adventure about 4 or 5 years ago. I actually drove to Kitchener on the worst day that I could possibly ever have driven in. It was a 3-day ice storm. And I met a couple of friends. I left home here at 5 a.m. and I drove all the way to Kitchener. Nothing happened at that point in time, but my friend gave me a bunch of stuff. Went inside, walked around a couple of times. It was a crap.
Let's fast forward to
Yeah,
the
so
injury.
bottom line is I fell in the ice storm and it was 15 minutes before I was found. So that was very traumatic. And I drove all the way back to Holland Landing with a broken foot. And yeah, and I was alone and I ended up in the hospital for surgery for 2 nights. And my spouse met up with me the next day, but it's still very memorable about how traumatic that experience was.
I'm so sorry. That is, so what was the biggest emotion that you remember from that?
The fact that I was alone. I've been married 17 years to my spouse, and my best friend wasn't around, and the fact that I was alone.
Yeah.
And at one point, I even imagined that I was in a morgue, at one point because they wheeled me to an empty room, and it
Oh,
was
okay,
it was awful.
okay.
It
So
broke
is that what you focused on when you did your doodle?
Oh yeah, it broke my tibia and my fibula, and one of them splintered.
Oh, hold that closer to the camera. Oh, no, back away. You've got a green screen. That's really detailed and expressive. You might want to keep working on that, add color to it.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah. Look at that.
That
So
was-
that's the emotion of feeling like you're alone and might be end up in a morgue. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you, Dara.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else? You can unmute and start speaking.
Hi, Sophia.
Who is
Oh,
it?
sorry. Somebody else is talking at the same time, sorry.
Oh,
You go
Brigitte?
first. Yeah, okay. Mine wasn't a sudden injury. It is a disability due to a spinal stenosis, so back
Okay.
problems.
Yeah.
And I started, and the emotion was frustration,
Mhm.
because I've been dealing with pain for a long time. And when I started drawing, and I'm getting emotional, I realized I was very frustrated and angry.
Mm,
Can you see?
yeah, I can see that.
But it had all the colors of the spectrum. I used
Mm.
all the colors, and while I was going through the drawing process, the emotions changed and I started to become softer.
Mm.
And I made a heart in the middle,
I can see it.
and then I started little details like waves, and I was thinking of grass, and I was thinking of positive things. But in the beginning, I was just so almost like, I don't know if it was anger or anguish or frustration. All the
Well, it seems like you went through the process very quickly. So, drink some water and just keep breathing. And your subconscious knows what it's doing. You did it in the perfect way. You start strong and negative, and then it softens and it goes to positive.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, one more share. Who would like to speak?
Hi.
Say your name.
Hi, I'm Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Hi there. In 2016, I was working 13-hour night shifts as a registered nurse full-time.
Oh.
And I started to get this aching, throbbing in my neck and shoulders. And then finally, I couldn't even hold my head up any longer. And so I had an MRI, and they showed 4 herniated discs in my neck and a tumor in my chest. And my emotion that I felt was lack of support. And in drawing this, it just kind of reminded me of a karmic knot with my daughter-in-law, who is very intense, because
Okay.
I'm a very empathic, sensitive being. And my daughter-in-law, God bless her, she's very intense for me and reminds me a lot of my mom. So this is
Okay.
what my drawing looks like.
That's intense.
Yeah,
But also, I see where you have like the loops that are outside the intensity. It seems like some relief, some breathing space. So I think you're finding your way in how to deal with her.
exactly. And I am feeling like I am healing because the pain is not there as much now. So yeah,
Good.
I've been working on unwinding it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good job. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, everybody have a drink. Or why don't everybody hold up what you drew? Let's just a little share. See how different it is for everyone? I mean, there's a bit of a theme of angry scribbles, but that's to be expected when I asked you to think about a physical injury, a physical trauma. So well done. Well done, you guys. All right, so drink some water, take a deep cleansing breath. Oh. Okay. All right. So exercise number 3. Call it body doodles, healing swirls. So here's a way to calm your heart rate and bring in good feelings. You can make healing swirls. So as you're sitting there right now, take 2 or 3 fingers, and I'm going to ask you to do this on your leg, but I'm just going to demonstrate on my arm for you. Okay, so what you do is you make a little circle and a bit more. It's a circle and a quarter, and it's about the size of a $1 coin. And if this was a clock right here, you go to the 6 o'clock position. So you start at the bottom and go counterclockwise. So a circle and a quarter. And then you just slide over and go a circle. It totally relaxes me right away. Oh, excuse me. Oh. I am sharing my best stuff. Okay. But it didn't work right away. Oh. Not going to fall asleep on you, I promise. But okay, so try it on your own thigh or on your arm, whatever you want. So you just do a counterclockwise circle and a quarter. Okay, do that. Just do that on your own. And just notice, vary the pressure. How much pressure do you want? Oh, just can't keep doing it. Do it on yourself. So if you want to relax and unwind and release tension, you go counterclockwise. And if you want to strengthen and feel brave, you would go clockwise. Okay, so if you're about to do some scary speech or something, or deal with an in-law, you want to be strong. So you would do it, in that case, I would do it over my heart and do clockwise. So we start at 6 o'clock position and go around, circle in a bit. So I call this healing swirls. This helped me with my insomnia because as I'm a side sleeper, so as I would lie on my side, I would do it on my forehead. So do counterclockwise. Oh, my forehead. Oh. So yawning is a demonstration of releasing tension and trauma. So that's why I'm yawning. Anyway, so I would do it on my forehead, or as I was lying on my side, my arm would land up on my thigh. So I would also do it on my thigh, wherever was easy. And if you have TMJ, if you clench or grind your teeth, do it on your jaw. Like start right at the TMJ joint and do the little circles counterclockwise right down to your jaw. Okay, so you do 2 or 3 fingers. Now this is really great for fussy babies. Keep that in mind, great grandma Cheryl. So for fussy babies, you could do it anywhere on their tummy, on the bottom of their feet. And it's also really good for sick or upset animals. So you might have to vary the pressure. The smaller the body, the gentler the pressure. The bigger the body, the greater the pressure. So it'd be very different if you're working on your canary or on your horse, right? So be intuitive and watch the reaction you get if you're working on the animal or a senior who can't speak, somebody who's very sick or a child. But definitely you can do it on yourself. And I do secret swirls a lot. So if I'm with someone who's annoying me and I can't leave, I'll just sit there. Like I've done it with one finger, like on a one finger, what do you call these? Whatever, like one tiny bone. I've sat there and just done a tiny little circle in a bit, circle in a bit. I've just done it on my fingertips just to keep me calm. so I don't say something nasty to the person when they really annoy me, or if I'm scared, sometimes you have anxiety, trepidation. You could be at a dinner with someone, just do it under the table on your legs. Nobody has to know. So it's a nice little tool to use whenever. I recommend doing it around your knees. Surprisingly, a lot of people hold tension in their knees. So do your kneecaps and the side, outside and inside, and behind if you can. So knees are a really good place to do it. Okay.
You have a couple or a few questions or comments in the chat.
Okay, let me have a look. Oh, 14 new unread messages. Okay, this is why I need several sets of eyes, right? Can you please do it again fully? I'm not seeing the whole process. Okay, it's very simple. I'll do it on my hand. So you start at the bottom of the clock. Imagine there's a clock. So you start at 6 o'clock and you go counterclockwise. So it's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, all the way back, circle and a quarter. A whole way around and a little bit more. That's how you do it. And you can use 2 or 3 fingers, depending. So it's small. And then you don't do the same spot over and over. So you do it once and then slide and go to, go next door. Then slide and do it again. Okay? It's very simple. And maybe you want something slightly different. That's okay. Do whatever works for you. I found the circle and a quarter worked well for me. As you can see, it makes me almost pass out right away. So it's really useful. So do it on any injured part, or just if you feel tension or you can't sleep, do it wherever you can reach. Wherever you can reach, okay? Okay, I'm unclear whether going right. Counterclockwise means the clock would be moving backwards. So if you're starting at 6 o'clock, then you're going to go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So that's a circle and a quarter. Okay. I'm not seeing how to get to the next swirl. Just move a little bit. Okay, so if you start here, counterclockwise, just move. That's all. Just move. Start a new circle. Just move. Start a new circle. It's not exact. Just do it whatever feels good. And Brigitte said that is so powerful. Yeah, it can be. So it didn't affect me right away. It took, I think, a few weeks for me to get the benefit of that. So don't just do it one time and think, it doesn't work. Just keep doing it, because it doesn't hurt. It doesn't harm at all. And any way you touch yourself, it brings circulation to that area. So you're doing yourself a favor anyway, even if you don't think it's calming you down right now. Brigitte says I'm hilarious. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, somebody else is leaving because they're driving. Okay. I'm just reading the comments in case I missed anything. Okay. Yes, Salka, I was releasing energy. This stuff works. All right. I'm calm already. Excellent, Ramsey. I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah, there are lots of things you can do to calm down. And this works so much faster than taking a pill, right? It's just self-soothing, self-care. We need to have these tools literally at our fingertips. So this is why I said invite your children if they wanted to, teach them this, teach kids this. Instead of fighting, just go away and do a little circle on your hand or over your heart, and you'll feel better. Hillary says, I cannot see your image, only that of group of participants. Go up to the top right-hand corner. There's a little button called View, and you can put it on speaker. So I am the speaker, right? So you'll see me. So in case you didn't see the demo at all, I'll just do it one more time. Hold up your hand. So imagine this is the face of a clock. Go to the 6 o'clock, the bottom. Now, I don't know if how it's going to work it. So I'm going counterclockwise. Like the clock is moving backwards, a circle and a bit. Okay, it's a circle and a quarter. So I do it on my face, on my jaw, on my belly, on my chest, on my arm, anywhere it hurts, anywhere you're holding tension, anywhere you had an injury, keep doing it. So, you know, if you're watching TV, every time there's a commercial, do it around a certain body part. And remember, keep moving. Just move a little bit, make a new circle in a new spot. Okay.
Sophia,
Yes.
this would be good to help calm children who are really having a struggle. If
Yes.
they're having autistic, having a meltdown or something, to help
Yes.
parents know how to calm their children. This is great.
Absolutely. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, I was trained in how to deal with special needs children because when I taught piano, I had a lot of special needs kids. And with autistic kids, I learned they need really firm touch. Like it would look abusive if you were doing it on a non-autistic person. So for instance, if you need to tell them to stop and hold their hand, you have to grip it really hard. So so I would use more pressure on autistic child and do it where it's fleshy, like, you know, upper arm or thigh or something, and apply more pressure so they actually feel it. If you have high cholesterol, can you do this over a specific part of your body? Well, that's a good question. I really don't know the answer to that. I don't know about cholesterol in this, but when we think holistically, the calmer you are, the better all your systems will function. So, so I would say it's worth doing for general well-being. And of course, that would affect how your body processes food and your heart as well. So it's a good idea. Would it work the same way if you do these healing circles on paper? It definitely can. Yes, that's part of what we're going to do next. So you are ahead of the game here. Okay, so now we're going to do body doodles, figure eights. Okay, so stand up if you can, but if you can't, I'm going to remain seated so that I'm in front of the camera. I'm going to demonstrate drawing figure eights with your arms. Imagine that right in front of you, at the tip of your fingers, is an invisible X. So the X is the middle of the figure eight. So you're just going to make little figure eights. So just follow along with me and then make them a little bit bigger. So it's like a sideways 8, an infinity symbol. And then you make the loops a little bit bigger. So if you're standing up, you can also move your torso as you do this. You make the loops bigger and bigger until they're much wider than your body, okay? So you're really working from the shoulder. If you have any sort of limitation, just do your best. Okay, so I would do this for a couple of minutes. It's a really great exercise to get you centered. Okay, I'm just going to shorten it for now. So then what you do is you make your loops a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller until you come back down to that little X where you started. So what this does is it brings your left and right hemispheres into balance. Anytime you do an exercise where you cross the midline of the body, you are engaging both hemispheres of the brain and you are creating connections between the two hemispheres. They're called synapses. So you will be better at whole brain problem solving and whole brain learning. Forget the whole I'm left brained, I'm right brain crap. No, we should be using our whole brain all the time. Okay, we have to make it even. Oh, wait, look at the monitor and see if one shoulder is a little bit lower now, the one that you worked on. So I can feel it, I'm looser. Okay, so here we start right in front, a little X, little loops, your figure 8, the infinity symbol. Now, when you're doing this by yourself, you can do a mantra at the same time. Like, today's a great day. I'm perfectly healthy and happy. Make your loops bigger. Everyone I deal with today will be pleasant. I make healthy food choices. I like exercising. There are people who love me. Make your loops bigger, wider, much wider than the edges of your body. If you're standing, it's good because then you can really get into it. So it's more like a dance move as you move your hips and bend your knees. And now make the loops a little bit smaller. Bring it in. And smaller until you get back down to that little X in the middle of your 8. And release. And look at the monitor and see if your shoulders are at the same level. And whether they are or not, let's do this. Pull your shoulders up towards your ears. Hold, 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 and drop them. Do it again. Up. Hold, 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 tight, 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 and drop. And once more. Hold, hold, hold up, 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 hold, and drop them. Great. And just gently stretch your neck a little bit. Just gently. I know what I'm feeling, but I want to hear what you're feeling having done that. What effect did it have? Unmute yourself and say your name and start talking. Well, I'll find you.
It's kind of soothing.
It is soothing, yes.
It makes the energy flow.
Yes, it does. Definitely makes the energy flow.
Can you also do both hands at the same time?
Can you do two hands?
Yeah.
You know, you could. It's harder.
Together, no, in the same direction. In the
You
same
might-
direction.
Oh, the same direction. Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I've never done that. Yeah, why not? Sure.
Because I do an exercise like that, which I learned at Eldoa, which is like a back exercise class.
Uh-huh.
And there's one move that she does from small with just the hands in the beginning, and then the arms, and then the whole arm, like the whole arms, and then
Yeah.
it's like a dance move, like you said.
Yes,
So
it really is like a dance move. You feel, I mean, when I do it, I feel very graceful and beautiful, you know, and it does release energy. And it's a little bit of a cardio workout if you do it for a long time. So
yeah, I didn't realize though that it releases the tension here, which is amazing.
yes. Did you see that? One shoulder was higher,
Totally.
then it dropped.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Somebody, Dar said she released a ton of tension, feel less discomfort. Alka says, cool. Okay, great. Releasing energies. Thank you. Very good. Alka, go ahead.
It feels like a wave. It feels
Alina.
like a
Sorry.
wave.
Like a wave. Oh, interesting.
Like when you're watching the sea and the waves are bobbing up and down. It kind of reminds me of that, really.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
a beautiful image. Thank you. Thanks, Nalini. Alka?
I was going to say, I was out shoveling snow yesterday, so it really helped release back here because I know, like I do Reiki on myself every day, but that actually helps. So I'm going to do that
Yeah.
more.
You know, I'm a big fan of energy healing. Energy healing is necessary, but then you also have to do the actual physical touch stuff too. So yeah, get energy healing done like Reiki and therapeutic touch and whatnot, but then you also need exercise and massage. You need a multi-pronged approach to keep things working very well. Releasing energies, enjoyable. Very good. Less
Oops.
discomfort. Okay.
Hand,
More comfortable when standing rather than sitting. Yes, Catherine, you're absolutely right about that. I'm just sitting so that I can remain in front of the camera, but it's definitely a good, like when you have lots of room around you, it's good to do it and dance around. Okay. So that, I call that, a body doodle. So it's kind of like you're drawing in the air. Renee says, I'm feeling unstuck. Oh, perfect. Feel as good as if I had done an hour of Pilates. Wow. That's a great result for just a couple minutes, a few minutes. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. That's terrific. I'm so glad. Okay. Now, here's another tip. So as I said, when you cross over the midline of your body, what that does is it makes sure that your energy is also crossing. You know the DNA helix? You've seen the DNA helix. It's the revolving lines. That's how your body brings in energy. So energy comes in from the ether, and it comes in this constantly crossover figure 8 way all the way through your body. Now, if you're sick or you've had a big shock, an emotional trauma, a physical trauma, somehow the energy stops coming in that circular pattern. And what happens is it becomes homolateral, which means the energy just flows straight down on your left and on your right. And that's not good, because that means your brain isn't connecting. So that's when you're going to stutter. That's when you're going to trip. That's when you're going to say the opposite of what you meant to say. You know how that happens sometimes. That's when you drop things. So if you notice that, immediately do something where you cross over the midline. So you can do the figure 8s, or you can even just do this. Cross your arms over and tap each shoulder. So that's telling your body, bring the energy here, 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 here. Okay, you can do that. If you want to be very subtle about it, if you're in public, you can just hold your hand on your chest in the middle and just do a figure 8 there. You do that. It relaxes me. You can do it right over your third eye, our invisible third eye in our brains. So do a little figure 8 like that. And if you want to be really subtle, close your eyes and do figure 8s with your eyeballs. Okay, so you might be able to see me. So I would count how many times I've done it and then switch directions and do it an equal number of times. And if you're wearing sunglasses, nobody will know what you're doing. Or just sit like this and do them, okay? To make that even better, I imagine that the figure 8s are coming in from over my head. So it's as wide as my head. And then I imagine that figure expands when it gets to my shoulders, and it's going through me the whole way, just an imaginary figure 8, all the way down to my feet and beyond my feet into the earth. Okay, so that's a really good one for improving your energy and being grounded and saying what you mean to say and not dropping things. Any questions about that? Was that easy to understand? Thank you. Okay, you all understood that? Okay. And moving on. How are we doing for time? That's an hour. Okay. Like, did everybody do that? Did you make the loops with your eyeballs? Try that. I want to know how it feels for you. Go slowly. And then reverse. Go the opposite way. Oh, okay. So yawning and sighing are indications of relaxation. Does anyone want to say something about that? See the new messages. I repeat the one over your head? Yes. Okay, hold on. If your animal is having issues, walking them in a figure eight and gently coaxing them through any stuck point. Oh, okay. Walking your animal into a figure eight. Through a figure eight. That's a great idea. Dar said it makes me dizzy. Okay, go slowly if it makes you dizzy, or you don't have to do it. Maybe that's not the version that works for you. Maybe just doing a little bit over your forehead, nice little one. Maybe that's better. Do we always reverse? Yeah, I would say reverse. Do it one way and then do the other direction. Okay, so over the head is, just imagine that someone is drawing a figure eight. Oh, I'm putting my hand too high. Okay, just imagine somebody's drawing a figure eight over your head, and it slowly comes down through your body. So it gets bigger where you get wider, and it's just going through your body and going down. So that's encouraging the energy to swirl the way, excuse me, to swirl the way it's supposed to. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Dar, you could practice, but don't get hung up on if it doesn't work for you with the eyeballs. Do it any other way. And yes, you could also doodle on paper. Same thing. And I would switch hands and go the other way as well. Okay. You want to make things even. And in fact, a really good exercise to do is to start using your non-dominant hand more. That really will help with your brain development. So start with how you brush your teeth. Brushing your teeth with your other hand is so hard. At the beginning, it's almost impossible, but keep trying until you're good at it. And also start signing your name with your opposite hand. Not really on documents, but just on scrap paper, just to practice. And don't try to make your handwriting the same as your right hand. This is a different hand. It's going to look different. At first, it'll look like, you know, a 3-year-old did it, but you can get better. So your other hand has a different style. Just accept that and go with it. Okay. So, and then what I do is, you know, when my nephew was really young, he was 4, he wanted to play air hockey. So I would use my left hand, so I was disadvantaged. And that way, you know, it wasn't a big adult beating him all the time. So, and if I play badminton with my other nephew, I always say, okay, left hands now, our non-dominant hands. And so we look ridiculous, but it's good brain and body development. So challenge yourself. That's the thing. You have to be challenged. In fact, did you know that plants that endure hard weather and stomping and things like that, those plants have more vitamins in them. So if you're growing tomato plants, you know, next summer, walk through them and give them a shake, like slap a few leaves, challenge them. It strengthens them and boosts the nutritional value. I don't understand how that works, but people smarter than me have figured that out. Okay. So this is where I ask for a volunteer. I'd like someone to come on the screen and tell us a happy story. Just a brief story of a time when something good happened to you. Just about 2 or 3 minutes long. And everyone else is going to listen to the storyteller, and they will use it for inspiration to begin drawing something, anything that comes to mind. I'm not saying to illustrate the story. Like if it's a story about getting on an airplane, don't draw an airplane. No, this is just abstract expression, a creative expression. So just let the story influence you in a subtle way, and just let your pen do whatever it wants to do. Okay, the story is just for inspiration. All right, who would like to be our storyteller? Who has something good they can share with everyone? Raise your, oh, Dar, thank you. Okay. Are you unmuted? Yes. Okay, Dar, everybody grab your pen, perk up your listening ears, and Dar is going to tell us a happy story.
I love volunteering. Thank you. Happy story happened on March 3rd in 2005.
Okay.
We were together for 2 years, And now we've been married 17 years on the first weekend of March. And it's just such a happy, joyous time for both of us. And we're still happily married. And we have purchased our house, our forever home in Northern Ontario, and we've been here for 10 years. And that makes me really happy, as well, as it's been the longest place I've ever lived anywhere. And I don't know, I think that's that's lots of
Give us one happy memory.
Sorry?
What's one happy memory from your marriage?
One happy memory from my marriage was when we went on our honeymoon to Niagara Falls. I think a lot of people do that, but yes, it was a wonderful time, and we stayed a couple of nights, and we did just about anything we wanted to do in 2 days, and we did as much as we could in those 2 days. And it makes me happy because at those times, those days, I was very mobile. My both of my legs have been hurting and have a Baker cyst causing difficulty to walk. But I love the memories of our hikes together and camping together, and just those happy times of spending time together.
Excellent. Thank you. And congratulations on your happy marriage.
Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Okay, everyone, just put some finishing touches on your picture. Okay, Dar, I want you to now retell the story, but add juicier details. Yes, you were supposed to be drawing based on the story, just based on the inspiration of the story. So Dart, do it again and put in some really juicy details, even if you have to make them up. Be creative.
Okay, juicy. Okay. We used to go to a place in Simcoe where it was a...
So tell the story from the beginning.
Oh, from the beginning?
Yeah, the whole story, but just add in some happier details.
Okay. The day we got married, we actually, when we became engaged, we both wanted to surprise each other. However, we both wanted to surprise each other at the same time. So what happened there is, this was the first year for Gay Pride Parade to be doing same-sex marriage, but it didn't happen because there weren't enough volunteers. So there was an email that I replied to, but I didn't know Abby replied to it already. And I replied to it without her knowing. And not much longer after that, we met the pastor, the minister who married us, who was also married to his husband, married us. And the first time we saw him, he was talking to somebody and he threw up a belly laugh like I'd never seen in anyone before, as we were looking for the person who was going to marry us. And that laugh told me he was going to be the one. Oh. The wonderful church service we had, it was in a United Church in 2007. This had just been after the gay marriages have been made legal. Mm-hmm. And we're so happy to be able to have that opportunity.
Excellent, thank you. Okay. So now the drawings must be shared. So everyone hold up your drawing based on this inspiring, happy story. What do we have? Let's see, some swirls and flowers and rainbows and loops and more swirls, feminine swirls. What else do we have? Colorful colorful sort of a portrait. All right. So swirls are a theme here, or curved lines.
What are you calling a feminine swirl?
Oh, there was somebody's picture where it looked like a silhouette of a woman.
Oh,
Yeah. So all of you who are not on camera, we're missing out on your beautiful art. Come on camera and show us. I love it.
I want to see, I'm loving this.
Yeah, Dar needs to see it. Hold them up a little longer. We have hearts, of course. And a collection of flowers. Very nice.
Oh, wow, cool. This
Yeah.
is-
Very good. So I am seeing that curved lines and swirls seem to represent happiness. Would you agree? That's in the collective consciousness. Whereas before, when you talked about your physical trauma, there was a lot of scribbles, right? And sharp lines. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. So everyone mute yourselves.
Thank you.
Except for the next volunteer. I need another storyteller. Who would like to tell this time? You can just tell any story. I mean, don't make it, we don't want to cry, but it doesn't necessarily have to be happy. We just a
Okay,
story.
can I
Nalini?
go, please? Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Nalini, hold on, don't start talking. Nalini, don't talk
Okay,
yet.
thank you.
There are different rules for
Okay.
this one.
Okay.
So Nalini, what is going to happen is you are going to look at the camera, and in your head, you're going to tell a 2-minute story. Not one peep out of you, okay?
You gonna tell what?
Now, you didn't hear me?
You're gonna tell a story.
You're going to tell a story inside your head. Do not
Oh,
speak it out loud.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so you're just going to keep a straight face and look at the camera, and everyone else, I want you to draw what you get from her energetically. So imagine that you are hearing the story. Got it? So everybody make sure you can see Nalini. And Nalini, I'll give you about 2 minutes. You know, when you're, tell you what, when you're done, just say end of story. Okay? All right, here we go.
Okay.
That was it? That was very fast.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
That's
But do you
okay.
want to do it for longer?
No, just stop talking. Okay, so everybody just keep drawing. Probably have a few more ideas. Don't show us yet. Do not show your picture yet. Because we have to do the second half of this. Nalini,
Yeah.
now I want you to tell the story out loud. And everybody else can see how their picture fit the story. If the emotions you got are what Nalini intended. Okay, so Nalini, say it out loud now so we can all hear nice and loud.
I was meditating. I felt peaceful, happy, relaxed. Imagining myself in sunshine, blue sky, laying in a hammock, swimming, being on holiday.
Ah, so the story was being on holiday. Okay, thank you.
That's it. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, so now everyone hold up your pictures. And let's see what you got. What did you intuit? Okay, that nice tree. Swirls. A beautiful lady. More swirls and loops. I think we got the ocean there, or maybe that's a blue hammock. Louise and family, can you hold it closer to the camera? I can't see. One at a time, because you're all too far away. Can't see anything. Yeah, still having trouble. What else? Some of them are too pale. Oh, somebody else got ocean waves. So what do you think? Are you all psychic? We all have intuition, right? So I don't see anything angry or, you know, a dead man or anything. So I think you picked up on what she was putting out. So we're all very intuitive. And also, this may make you think that, you know, you can't think that you're ever getting away with a lie, because you're broadcasting out the truth whether you like it or not. Right? And if somebody's telling you something and you don't believe it, it's because you sense that they're lying, right? So our intuition is a really valuable tool. Now, you can use this practically as a way to break through any creative blocks. Let's say you have writer's block and you have a story and you can't think of what the character should do next. I would say go for a walk or go to a cafe and sit there and just pick a person across the room and intuit what they're going through. What's their next big move? Where do they work? What are their secret desires? You know, just get ideas by being present with other people. Can anyone think of any other way this might help them? It's a fun exercise to do, especially if you're alone and you're looking, if you're bored. It can be fun to just make up stories about people, and it might inspire you to do something. Your future self. Yeah, you can tap into your future self, sure. Resolve conflict with another. That's a really great one, actually. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and see through their eyes, and then the conflict totally changes and probably disappears. Louise says, go to a place and draw how you feel there. Yes, excellent choice. And go to unusual places. You know, that'll spark creativity in you. The whole point is to become aware of yourself and find ways to move in the world with less tension, right? Greater ease. So it starts with self-compassion, self-care. Because, you know, if you're taking care of your hands every day, I think you're going to be more careful about how you treat others, right? The micro just expands, and then everything is softer, gentler, more compassionate. Could be entertaining while waiting in long line at store. Yes, make up stories about people at the store. Could end up wanting to send positive energy to that person. Absolutely. Before I had a car and I would take the subway and the bus all the time, I would sit in my car or bus and I would send energy to everybody on the train, just to calm everybody down. And I'd send a boost to the driver to keep them alert and you know, awake and aware. Lila says, understanding your child's needs. Absolutely. We forget things. We forget that kids don't know things. It's important. I had a piano student who was in grade 2, and I said something about, well, when you graduate and you go to the next school for grade 7 and 8, and he said, what? I'm not always going to be in this school. Nobody had told him the process of what happens. Everyone took it for granted that the kids know what's going to happen. So take the time to explain things. Yeah. I do this when I go on walks. Very good. All right. Okay, everyone take some water. Have some water. And just take a deep cleansing breath. Oh. So that was the silent story. Okay. So just appreciate how intuitive you are. Okay, so now that we've done a few exercises in drawing and mindfulness, I want you to tune into your body and your thoughts and recall what you said your top 2 problems were and reassess them from 1 to 10. Do you still have the same problems, and are they at the same intensity as before? If so, write same in the chat. If the intensity has gone down, write lower in the chat. And if the original problems have gone away, write gone. So please, everyone, respond in the chat. Lower, same, lower and pretty well gone, lower, gone. 1 down, 1 same, lower, gone, lower, lower, lower for all 3. They're good. Feel peaceful. Okay, great. Neck shoulder pain lowered several points. Definitely lower. Who else? Lower. Everyone type in, let us know. Lower, more compassion with myself. I had no pain to begin with. Okay. If you had no pain to begin with, are you feeling different in any way? Such as calmer, more relaxed? So I love hearing that the pain is gone. Love hearing that it's lower. So isn't that interesting? We didn't actually do any specific healing work, but doing the art, hearing a positive story, that helped. Like a nice happy wedding, a nice vacation. So ready to paint curls. I was hesitant. Go ahead, paint curls. Cheryl, lower. Okay. So self-care helps in a lot of ways, like just gentle self-care, like doing the body doodles, the figure 8s and the swirls. And then just being around positive people, that will help. So if your environment is positive and people are telling happy stories, you're going to feel better. This isn't rocket science, but people forget. And if you're around negative complainers and blamers, oh my gosh, you're going to be so tense and angry and annoyed, right? Which will raise your blood pressure and give you tension in your muscles and digestive issues. Like it's on and on and on. So please take the time to do doodling and self-care. In one of the exercises, I noticed anger arose as we were going through the process and I wasn't understanding. Okay, that's all right. We want to unearth things and, get rid of them. So do you still feel angry? Lila, do you want to unmute yourself and speak? Lila? Where are you? Lila, have you gone away?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right. So do you still feel angry?
I still feel some residual anger
Okay. Where in your body do you feel it?
in my chest.
Okay. Can you do a figure 8 just over your chest in the center? And take deep breaths as you do it.
Oh, yeah, I feel like now it's moving into more sadness.
Okay, good. Anger is the surface emotion that always covers sadness. So just accept that there's some sadness there and let it come out. You might want to shake out your hand. Imagine that your fingertips are drawing out the sadness. And everyone else can follow along and do it too. And then shake it out. The other way you could do it is literally pull it out. Just imagine it's a blob, just a blob of goo, and you're pulling it out. I pull out the sadness. I let it go. It's okay to release the sadness. It's okay
Yeah, and
to let
now
it go.
it's moving into my throat now.
Good, good. Okay, any change is positive. Means it's not
Yeah.
stuck there anymore. Okay, so then take it out of your throat.
Yeah,
Do
it
you
just
want
feels like a really young part of me.
a young part of you? Okay, how old were you?
I feel like I'm 3.
Yep. And what happened when you were 3?
Nobody was listening to me. No, I don't know why that got activated, but
It's time for it to be healed. No one was listening to you. Okay, see yourself as a 3-year-old. And beside or in front of you is your adult self now. And scrunch down, whatever, get to eye level with your 3-year-old self.
okay.
And tell her what she needs to hear. You can do it silently. We'll just hold space while you do that.
She's like, I just need to be held.
Okay, give her a big hug. Hold her.
Yeah. She wants to just sit in my lap while we continue.
Excellent. Okay, so a little bit of inner child work. You can all do this. And by the way, it all happens when you're 3 years old.
Thank you.
All those really formative traumas, they form the rest of how you view the world. They create filters. So if the filter is nobody's listening to me, that's going to carry through. And Layla, have you felt that in your adult life? Like you don't get listened to, you don't get respected?
Yeah, quite often.
Yeah.
And a
Exactly.
lot of times, just really misunderstood.
Mm.
And it's a lot of, I find myself, I just shut down because, yeah, I just don't feel like I get understood. So,
Mhm. Okay, so you'll have to give yourself what you missed. The adults around you didn't have the capacity to know what you wanted and to give it to you. So you have to parent yourself now.
yeah. Yeah.
So I recommend buying yourself things like the toys. Maybe you didn't get the toys you wanted when you were little. Buy yourself those toys and play with them. Okay.
Yeah. I think really, yeah, and what's coming in too is just to get a massage.
Oh, okay, do it. That's so doable, right? I don't know where you live, but I'm sure there's a massage therapist within driving distance, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, okay, get a massage, talk to your inner child, little Layla, and give her the treats she wanted.
Yeah. And lemonade.
Lemonade.
Funny, huh?
There you go. Okay, so I think your healing is easy. You just have to do a few fun things.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
so
you.
do you sense any anger left in your body?
No, just a lot of deep sadness that's just still just coming.
Yeah, well, it's been many years of not being heard. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
It'll take some time.
Yeah, just to be with myself. And of course, drawing, you know, which with no purpose really,
Yeah,
it brings you into that child
yes,
energy. So this is an excellent forum for that child to come forward.
yes, absolutely. I'm so glad you came here today.
Yeah, thanks.
Very, very good. Okay. And if you could just mute yourself. Let me just check the comments here. Okay, support self-care jacuzzi. Ah, somebody says you might need a jacuzzi, Layla. A good cry is very releasing. Yes, absolutely. And Brigitte says, wow, that was amazing. Yes, I love hot water. Perfect. Get a massage, go in the hot tub. You're good. You're good, Layla. You will be okay. Your little girl is going to be well taken care of. Okay. Did you know you had such control over your own healing? It just takes a little bit of guidance and support, right? I haven't done anything magical here. All right, so exercise number 7, called problem and solution. The last exercise was called silent story. So for your feedback sheets. Okay, problem and solution. Look at the colors you have in front of you. I have buckets and buckets of markers. I have so many. I've got 4 of these and 6 huge ones. All my Sharpies. Like this is the, you know, the pink and orange range. I've got a whole bunch of these. I have so many different kinds of pens and markers, and I love them. I've always loved color. So look at your colors and grab the one that gets your attention. Pick it up, look at it. What does that color remind you of? This first thing that comes to mind. Now, does this color somehow relate to what were your 2 top issues? Doesn't matter whether it does or not. I was just curious. Okay, so think about the number 1 problem you have in your life. And think about the worst part of that problem. What part of it is most upsetting? So focusing on that, the most upsetting part of your biggest problem. Put your pen in the middle of a new piece of paper and then just let the pen go in the direction it wants to. Hold it securely enough to support it, but don't force anything. Just draw. I'll give you 2 minutes to fill as much of the page as you wish. Okay, finish up. Now select another color. Tell yourself you'd like a solution to this big problem. And give your subconscious mind permission to tell you the solution. Using that same paper you just drew on, I want you to hold this other pen in your non-dominant hand. Start on the center of the same paper and put your solution on the problem or beside it or around it. Just support the pen and let it do what it wants, and know that the answer is coming. Just keep going. And any discomfort in your brain is the feeling of creating new connections between your two hemispheres. So be thrilled that this is happening for you. It means you'll be solving problems with your whole brain functioning better from now on. Okay, 2 minutes on the clock here. Find the solution. Sorry, I got a call. Half a minute left. There you go. Time's up. Okay. So have a look at what you created. Oh yes, you can show us. Very interesting. Do you feel like you got an answer? Did something come up? Write that in the chat. Who feels like they got an answer for their problem? Or a new direction or a new perspective? Thanks, Catherine. See that? Yes, self-love exercise. I did. Yes, did not expect that. Yes, yes. I'd like everybody to write in. Okay. One no. That's okay. Rhonda. Can you unmute yourself, Rhonda? There was an opening.
I'm unmuted.
Yes, hi, Rhonda. So you don't think you got an answer to your problem at all?
It kind of stopped too soon, I think.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think it was percolating.
Okay, so try it again later and give yourself an unlimited amount of time, not just the 2 minutes I gave you.
Mhm.
Okay, and now that the question has been put there, your subconscious will start working on it. All you have
Right.
to do is ask, right? The quality of your life depends on the quality of your questions. So, so just give yourself permission to do it again and expect the unexpected. Somebody needs balance. My problem was the extras that have been costing so much. How to solve was green. Green as in money? Or what does that mean to you? Cheryl, don't feel like I have a solution, but that one does exist. Okay, so the potential is there, the possibility. So be open to getting messages, to having clues. You know what the reticular activation system is? It's the part of the brain that notices what you want, or something, notices what you've been focusing on. Like if you just bought a blue Honda, suddenly all you see are blue Hondas on the road. You never noticed 4 of your neighbors have blue Hondas. You know, so now that you've put out the question, how do I solve this problem? Now you're going to start to see or hear maybe about other people who solved that problem. So just be aware. Well, yes, literally let go. Your higher self knows. Then it was suggested to reframe thoughts into what if statements. Oh, yes. Yes, thank you for saying that. So you could say, what if I found the solution to this problem in a really easy, obvious way? And then just let that percolate. Pressure of deadlines with too little time looming. Drawing was very stress looking, but when did non-dominant hand, it found the outside perimeter, outside the normal lines, permission to look for other possibilities. Excellent. That's a very good awareness and perspective. Yeah, how did it feel to draw with your other hand? How did it feel? Probably hard, uncomfortable, I imagine. Okay, thank you for all your sharing. Felt awkward, felt good, surprisingly smooth and easy. Oh, that's great. All right, I still encourage you to practice doing things with your non-dominant hand for the brain growth. Mind wasn't as engaging and wanting to control. Yeah, I get that. As expected. All right. Good, good. The non-dominant hand had powerful strokes. Oh, interesting. Alka's been using both hands since she was little. Very good. Okay. Hold up your drawings once more. I don't think I saw them all. Oh, look at that, like a spider web almost. Like an interesting insect, Catherine. That's what I see, like an interesting insect. Now that Cheryl Scott, that squiggly line down the center, that's really interesting. Hopefully it means something to you. Yeah, Sally, is that a tree? It's hard to see, it's faint. Looks a bit like a tree on one side, or just, oh, kind of like palm leaves, just on one side. That's so interesting. Okay, very good. Circles and wiggly lines. Excellent. You all have the potential to be great artists, I think. So it's just fun, right? Okay. All right, so those are all the exercises that I have planned for today. I think that's enough brain stimulation and subconscious stimulation. So those who stay right till the end will get a second gift from me. Remember, the first gift is for sending me your feedback before midnight tonight, and you'll get a second gift for staying a few more minutes. So I think some people here have gotten what they needed, and that's terrific. But I think most of you probably realize that this kind of healing with art could help you in profound ways. And I want to facilitate that healing experience for you. If you just need inspiration to continue making art, I'd love to be the one who helps. And so to that end, I have created this program called Draw a New Reality. And the format is a monthly membership in a group to have sessions like this, but we'll go deeper. There are 3 options for participating: bronze, silver, and gold, with more substantial support in silver and gold. So we will meet once a month on Zoom, and each month we'll have a theme that we explore, such as relationships or childhood issues or life transitions, and many more. In addition, I will send you a weekly email with an exercise to do at home, or I'll send out tips or a story to inspire you. And I will also have weekly office hours in the private Facebook group. It'll be like a Q&A. You show up with a problem and I'll help you work through it, like the way I helped with Layla. It can be simple, but everybody learns, and it'll be a supportive environment of wonderful people like you. All the good people showed up today. So there will be a membership area with a vault with all the recordings, the exercises, and bonus materials that I will add as I figure out what your needs are. Okay, so it's not all there yet. It's being created on an as needed basis, so it's practical and applicable and relevant to you. The membership site is not quite finished. It will be done soon. In the meantime, I'll just email you some material to get you started. So the group calls will be on the 3rd Saturday of every month, same time as today, 11 to 1 Eastern time. Okay, that's the 3rd Saturday of every month. And the Facebook office hours will be every Wednesday night from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern. So you can head on over. Aaliyah, can you put the site on the in the chat?
It's there.
Oh, it's there. Great. Okay. So this is your gift for staying until the end. All the prices listed are already a super value, but to thank you for being here, I'm taking 10% off the listed prices just until midnight. The coupon code is the word DRAW, D-R-A-W. And you can see the timer is there, no exceptions. I will never, ever offer this at a lower rate because it's a lot of work for me. And I have a whole team behind me that I have to pay. There's a lot of technical stuff. So, but I do want to express my gratitude for you being here. This is the first time I've done this workshop, and I will continue to do it. So I need your input, your opinions. I value them, and I hope this has been valuable for you and helpful. So my intention is to have a community of good, kind, compassionate artists who are doing the work to heal themselves, which will impact their families and communities. The whole world needs healing. Let it begin with you. If you know that you need more targeted healing, look at my silver package, because I should tell you what the bronze includes. So the bronze is the entry level. It's for you if you have a few little things that need healing and you want to have more fun and creative expression in your life. So it includes the 2-hour class each month on using art for healing. You get the video recordings of the classes. You get the members vault with bonus resources such as worksheets, guides, meditations, the private Facebook group for support and sharing, the weekly office hours in the Facebook group, weekly emails with exercises, inspiration, and tips, and the monthly value of that, conservatively, I would say it's a value of $500 for all the work I'm going to do. But the introductory special offer is $50 a month. Now, if you decide to pay for the year in advance, you also get a bonus of an intuitive analysis of one of your drawings. So we'll meet on Zoom for half an hour and talk about what you drew and what you're going through. Okay, so the introductory special offer is $575 a year, but it's 10% off just for today. The silver level is for you if you have a few substantial issues you need help with. So you get everything in the bronze, and it also includes a second class every month that's focused on healing. Okay, so there's no art component to that. And that time, I've not decided what day of the week that will be. I'm waiting to see who registers, and we'll come to an agreement about what time to meet. And you get a bonus of two drawings being analyzed. Okay. The monthly rate, the value is $1,200, but it's $90 minus 10% today. Or the yearly would be $975 and 10% off today. So the gold level is for you if you have some serious issues, you need healing and you need personal support. So you would get everything I've mentioned, plus you get 6 private 1-hour healing sessions with me over Zoom. So that's a really good way to move you forward. It's 6 sessions, but I would say do not spread them out over the year. Why wait to be healed? You know, do them close, like once a week or even twice a week upfront. And so the annual value of that is $16,500, but I've priced it at $3,500, and also that is 10% off until the end of today. So I know our time is up. Thank you for being here. I loved how you showed up and shared and supported each other. So join the community, because I think that's what's missing. A lot of people are lonely and they don't have any joy in their lives. And this is why I decided to start this, to cure loneliness and to inject people's lives with some joy and some fun and some art. You might end up with great pieces. So sign up right away. We begin in March. So your year-long membership will go from this March until next February. Okay, now I'm going to stay on the line in case you have any questions. So you can unmute yourself, say your name, and if you have questions, let me know. I'll go through the chat a little bit. The drawing analysis is done if you get the package that has it, and you'll get either 1 or 2 drawings analyzed depending which package you buy. The drawing analysis is a private session. Okay, a lot of thank yous. You're very welcome. And my email is my first initial, I'll write it in the chat, s@sophiazoe.com. So simple, it's hard to remember. s@sophiazoe.com. Cheryl, you want to speak to me afterwards? Yeah, later on. Like, you can call me in an hour. Thank you. It was calming and inspiring. Very good. Lots of gratitude. Thank you very much.
Sophia, your email is where we send our pictures or drawings?
No, I don't want your drawings. I want your feedback.
Oh, feedback. Okay.
Yeah. So you can type up your feedback, or if you're too lazy, you can send me a picture of your feedback papers. if it's legible. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
You too, Dara. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was great. What a good group of people. Oh, I think I might have done a direct message instead of everyone. I'll type in my email again, s@sophiazoe.com. Nalini says that was very healing. Oh, good. And Eva sends high fives and hearts. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for being here.
So I still don't understand about the analysis. Is that done each month? You'll like if you get the
No,
each,
you just get one.
you get one
drawing
time
analysis. Yeah, but
for
you know what? In the group, like, you get one private one. So we meet for half an hour on Zoom. But in the group, I'll be doing that, you know, as things come up.
Okay.
But you'll get a dedicated half hour with me when you buy the package that includes it.
Perfect, thanks.
You're welcome. I like that this was calming for people. That's good. And I encourage you to continue drawing. Do you want to see some of my stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Here's something I drew. So I started by making little blobs, and I challenged myself to fill in each one with a different pattern. So this was a real mental exercise, trying to make each one different. So, you know, it's no Picasso, but it was fun. And here we go. And I did this one. I call it Exciting Possibilities. I can't get this straight. Anyway, there you go. That only took 20 hours. And then I found some sparkly markers I forgot to put in my niece's birthday present, so I used them. And okay, the latest one I did, it's not finished, but I'll show you. So I made some squiggles and added dots. I don't know what else I'm going to add to it. Sometimes it takes, you know, a few days to look at something and see what else it needs. Anyway, so I like it. I've sort of developed a style. I mean, I kind of taught myself some techniques. So we'll go through that in the group. So, you know, I don't consider myself, well, now I think I'm an artist, but for the first year, I just called myself a doodler because I just couldn't say the word artist without laughing because I can't draw anything real. If you asked me to draw a cat, I would embarrass myself. Like, it's crazy. I like this one. I like this one. That took a long time as well. Yeah, trying to see. So there you go. You can do all kinds of things. And I'll tell you know what papers and what kind of pens are best and things like that because I learned as I went along. And you know, I started with a sketch pad from the dollar store, and now I'm using paper that costs over $2 a sheet. You know, because you want better and better paper as you, well, I did as I thought I got better, and I did some crazy stuff. Blobs. To me, this was like thoughts in the air. So it's like I think I call it dreams in the air. People's wishes. You know, they're not paintings. They're all done by markers and pens. They're not paintings. My niece wanted me to do something with lots of pink. I don't love this one, but anyway, I did it. But then I did this, and I like this one. So anyway, I thought this would make lovely bed sheets for a girl or anyone. Okay. And this one I call the swamp. There we go. All right, just a little inspiration for you.
And are all your circles done freehand, Zoe? And the one that circular, the one with a lot of green circles, they're so perfect. I thought maybe use a compass.
No, it's not done freehand. I bought stencils.
Very good.
It's very hard to draw a circle or even a square perfectly freehand. And so I just thought, why not? There are no rules. It's my stuff. I can do whatever I want. So I have a whole bunch of these in even smaller circles as well. So it makes it fun. Yeah, because before I was using like the exterior of masking tape to make a good circle, but then it's not perfectly crisp. So anyway, so I invested in some materials that I'll share with you as well. And there you go.
I was in a class before that's just purely coincidence, another drawing class, and I haven't drawn in probably 20, 25 years. And my biggest fear was a circle. They were for eyes that was coming out fairly nice.
Right.
Very satisfying.
You don't have to be afraid. Use what you have, buy what you need. And I have this one that I haven't really used yet. It's very hard to tell. So it's this plastic. It has smaller circles. Oh, here's the camera. It has smaller circles. That's what I wanted it, like some teeny ones. Sometimes I like things to be symmetrical, but usually I don't. Anyway, just do whatever I feel like. And here's a tip. Every one of those drawings, at some point near the beginning, I thought, oh, this is crap. I should just throw it away. Every time. It just didn't look like it was going to be anything. And so, but I thought, well, let's just keep going. So the more elements I added, the more I liked it. Yeah, so don't throw anything away. It's all good, or it can be made better. Yeah. Where do you buy your stencils? So I bought stencils at craft stores, and I've also ordered them on Wish. You know that site, wish.com? It's a little hit and miss because all the stuff comes from China, and sometimes the description on the website isn't completely accurate. But for the art supplies, it's been good. If you buy clothes on Wish, you're gonna probably be disappointed. But the art supplies, even though you're paying shipping, it's cheaper than buying them at Michael's craft store. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, so I have a whole bunch of stencils, and I like working with them. Oh, you love the logo. Thank you. The logo is brand new, and Aaliyah did that, so you can thank Aaliyah. I gave her some direction on colors and contents, but she came up with that. Somebody said, thank you very much, Zoe. Yeah, my first name is Sophia. My last name is Zoe. For your wonderful love-filled class, as well as for the transformation healing. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Eva. Okay. It's 1 o'clock, so it's a wrap. I hope you all join the monthly program. I'd love to see you again and develop with you and learn together and you know, just have a fun community. It's okay. Everybody, so many people call me Zoe. I know, I have 2 first names. That's what happens. No problem. Okay, thank you for coming. I think you've been wonderful, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Before you end, save the chat.
Ending the meeting.